Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. We have a lot of stories to get through today. It's going to really have to pull my finger out. But I like to start on something light and fluffy, and we have the perfect tale. I dropped the flash video on this last night, and it's about the two SNP politicians, MPs, Hannah Bardell and Alison Thewlis. Now, they'd heard the tale of the fact that the Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office in East Kilbride is closing. And they jumped onto Twitter and they were angry, boom, and typing their tweets saying how terrible it was that all these jobs were leaving Scotland. They're not leaving Scotland, they're going 9 miles up the road to Glasgow. The reason that this office is closing is that they can't get anyone to work in the office and live locally in East Kilbride. It's not the catchment area, if you like, is wrong. So they're moving the office to Glasgow. No jobs are leaving the country. Someone needs to explain to these women that Glasgow is actually in Scotland. Seems a bit odd that they don't know that. Also, it's not the end of the road for the building. HMRC will be moving in about 18 months' time, creating a lot more jobs. So, in actual fact, there'll be even more jobs in East Kilbride. But that won't stop these morons probably from writing furious little tweets again. Let's have a look. So, Glasgow is in Scotland. Red-faced SNP MPs delete their tweets after wrongly claiming the UK government are moving jobs away from the country. No, they're moving them 9-10 miles up the road. You know, it's not a great distance, and there was a logistical reason. It wasn't simply, we're going to punish East Kilbride. There was a genuine and logistical issue, and they had to solve it, and they have. Meanwhile, knowing that they've still got this building, they've gone, we can put in and open up a new HMRC office there, which is a bigger department, and create even more jobs. That doesn't stop stupid MPs getting on their very high horses before having to clamber off their very high horses. And when you are on a high horse, believe you me, it's a long way down. Incidentally, and somebody mentioned this in the comments last night, I believe also that there's a whole load of new jobs, government jobs, but UK government, not Scottish government, but a whole load of UK government jobs being installed, basically created in Aberdeen. So jobs for Glasgow, more jobs for East Kilbride, and a whole load of jobs up in Aberdeen. Oh, the benefits of the union, one could say. But we'll take a quick look at this, point out who these two idiots are, and we'll move on, because I don't want to dwell on this one, but I just thought it was worth the seeing, because I do love looking into the faces of stupid. So, Nationalist MPs, Hannah Bardell, Bardell, I think, or is it Bardell? I don't know how you pronounce it, I'm going to say Bardell, and Alison Thewlis quickly deleted their tweets after it was pointed out that the FCDO would be moving jobs from East Kilbride to Glasgow, which, surprisingly to them, is still in Scotland. There they are, look, the face of Dim. Deary me. The two prominent MPs were forced to delete their tweets after wrongly claiming the UK government were moving jobs out of Scotland. 10 miles up the road, mate. That's all. Alison Thewlis and Hannah Bardell were left red-faced after making fools of themselves when blasting Westminster over the Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office moving from East Kilbride to Glasgow. Well, I think they've been making fools of themselves for years. The moment they joined the SNP was kind of when they started. Nationalists were raging on Monday night when it was announced that civil servants working for the FCDO in Scotland would be moving into new offices in Scotland's biggest city. It's expected that the HMRC will move into Abercrombie House instead. So there'll be actually more jobs created in East Kilbride. The existing jobs will just transfer to Glasgow. And, of course, you've got the new jobs up in Aberdeen. Anyway, this has caused a row among some separatists who claim that Better Together vow to keep jobs north of the border had been broken. But that's because these people are stupid. Anyway, this handily left out the fact that the jobs are just being moved a few miles to Glasgow, which has better public transport. Livingston MP Hannah Bardell was one of the harshest critics, as she seemed to forget that Glasgow was even part of Scotland anymore. She wrote on X, "Awful decision, so UK Tory Gov simultaneously pulling out resources and jobs from Scotland and telling us we can't have our own abroad. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie, dearie me, Hannah. It must be hard going through life when you're stupid. Aye, okay, she went on. Wasn't this one of their flagship better together arguments? Load of nonsense. Scotland would be vastly better off independent. Really? You do know that if Scotland gets independence, a lot of government jobs will suddenly evaporate. Cumbernauld, for example, gone. The new jobs in Aberdeen, gone. All these jobs, gone. They'll all move back. They all need to be done. They'll all move back to England. Can't have your tax office in a foreign country, can you? Anyway, her Glasgow Central colleague, another idiot, this one called Alison Thewlis, also ended up with pie on her face as she ignored the economic boost this would bring to her constituency. She said, yet another better together promise evaporates. Over 1,000 highly skilled civil service jobs in East Kilbride set to go as the FCDO leaves town. It's moving 10 miles away. Failed council candidate and SNP activist stated vote no to keep the Foreign Office jobs in Scotland. It was always nonsense anyway, because an independent Scotland would have its own Foreign Office. But now this, another 2014 Better Together campaign, bites the dust. These people are morons. You can see why he was a failed council candidate. He's not clever enough, is he? Oh, yes. Look at them getting rid of all the jobs. No, look at them moving the jobs. All three quickly deleted their tweets when it was pointed out that they were peddling misleading facts by claiming that the jobs were being pulled from Scotland completely. They were blasted by opposition critics. Not surprising, because even the opposition can recognise a moron when they see one. Only they're seeing three here, aren't they? Scottish Tory MSP Murdo Fraser said, oh dear, Hannah doesn't know that Glasgow is in Scotland. What on earth has happened to the once feared SNP spin machine? Now it's a laughing stock. MPs and activists making fools of themselves tonight, claiming FCDO jobs are leaving Scotland when they're simply moving to Glasgow. Is this your doing, Murrayfoot? Meanwhile, Glasgow Tory councillor Thomas Kerr attacked Miss Thewlis for ignoring the fact the jobs are coming to her city. He said, local MP for Glasgow Central complains that jobs are being relocated to Glasgow Central. Given Alison's separatist plans would sack all these workers, I'd maybe sit this one out. The quicker these characters are booted out of office, the better. And he's absolutely right. I'll just finish this off. Miss Bardell claimed she had not read the story properly before she tweeted. Say it ain't so. Say she just looked at a headline and go, angry tweet, before knowing the full facts. Typical of the SNP though, isn't it? Never read a story when a headline will do. She learned a valuable lesson tonight about tweeting when tired and not wearing my glasses. Bullshit. If you weren't wearing your glasses, you couldn't have read the story. Thanks to those kind souls who politely pointed out my error. They didn't politely point it out. They pointed out that you're a moron. The UK government confirmed it was moving the FCDO base to Glasgow so it can increase its recruitment. In other words, we're putting it here so we can build it and create more jobs. You morons! Anyway, you've then got the HMRC going into the old site in about 18 months' time. It will create more jobs in East Kilbride. Plus, you've got all the new jobs coming up in Aberdeen. Tell me how bad unionism is when it's creating all these jobs. These people are morons. And I'm coming up first. We'll finish off the video. Imagine going through your life and being so stupid you could barely operate a shoe. And then for some reason someone gives you authority. And you're sitting there and you're representing people. And you haven't got the IQ of a chicken. I mean, these people just sit there and go, blah, 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 I didn't like that. Don't bother reading it. Don't bother doing anything like, understanding what is actually going on. You just look at headlines and jump. Absolute morons. But I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe it is an entry requirement to the SNP that you have to be mentally retarded in some way. Unbelievable. Anyway, I shall finish there. We'll round off. I've got a lot to get on with. I will push this one up and we will move on to the next story. But until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.